Good afternoon, everyone. I am Nancy Thompson with Create with Nancy, and today I'm coming to you live with some creative ink. We have a fun project today using the Patchwork Pieces Dies. And I forgot to grab my catalog here because I want to make sure you know where you can find these fabulous dies. There's some standalone dies, and I was inspired after my retreat last weekend, and so hopefully you didn't miss me too much, but anyways, so I thought it'd be fun to create with these patchwork pieces dies, because they kind of remind me of quilting, and I think there's a lot of possible creativity with these dies. So if you're joining in, come on in and say hello. Let me know you're here, and where you're from, and I want to thank you and welcome you. And if you're a replay warrior, so thanks for tuning in and watching. Make sure to leave a comment. So hi Colleen, welcome. It's sunny here in central New York, but it's bone chilling out there. So it's only like in the 40s, so it was extremely cold. And I wanted to show you one of the quilts that I started that I didn't have. It's work in progress, so I'll share a couple of the patchwork pieces that I was able to put together that still need to be, I've got a lot of trimming ahead of me. So, okay, hi Carol and welcome. I'm glad you're here. So I'm just finding me here on my other device here. So hopefully I will pop up here in just a second, and then we're getting started. So have any of you looked at those patchwork pieces dies before as you were browsing your new catalog? Oh yes, it's cold in PA too. Oh yikes. Hopefully the weather is going to warm up here and we are going to get on to summer. I guess it's still spring, so we can expect this, and it is only mid-May. So yeah, so let's see. Okay, I should be able to find me. There we go. Okay, we are good. All right, so your office looks great. Oh, it has. I have been working thanks Colleen. I've been working really hard in my office. So I still have a table and a couple some paperwork to go through. So so it's getting pared down a lot, but I'm feeling better. I have so much more space, so I'm feeling really good about that. So but I'm not sure if my whole new desk setup system is still a little bit to get used to. So I'm trying to find spaces for everything and what's comfortable and gonna keep me organized. So, okay, so let's get started. Hopefully I've got everything lined up here. So I'm gonna start off with just showing you a few of my quilt blocks that I've been working on. We have bees, so I've been working with this bee fabric, it's just really fun. So these are small little strips here. But maybe here's a little bit bigger one here. So they're just really fun prints that I love. And so this one's kind of nice too. I love the red and the black and the blue. So so eventually these will be one big block here. So yeah, so I'll share more as I'm not sure when I'll get a chance to sew again, but hopefully in the near future. I have limited blocks of time to sew, right? Like we all do. So, okay, so today the standalone dies are obviously, like they start out the die section with our new bundles here. And gotta get used to this new camera setup too. So just how everything's positioned. I even had to figure out the lighting and everything. So they start out with the new bundles that we have, and then after the new bundles, they go into what we call the standalone dies. There are, well, not standalone, but there then dies that are not bundled together with other items. So, but there are some that are standalone dies, like for instance the Cracker Treat box. Okay, if it went if it had a stamp set to go with it, it would list it underneath this. Okay, like for instance the wreath coordinates with the cottage wreath stamps. But the dies we're using today are the Nested Essentials, and let's see if I can zoom in a little bit more, are the Nested Essentials. It's one of the new, since they took away so many of our other nesting dies, like the stitch rectangles and stuff. I'm getting used to these. And then here is the Patchwork Pieces right underneath that. And you can see, and it also tells you like where they've used these dies, like in a sample in the catalog. So you can refer that to help inspire you as well. So, okay, so, oh, I can't wait to use these too, these gorgeous garden dies. I showcased these at my open house, and customers were able to die cut these images if they wanted to with the new in colors. So these are fabulous too. So okay, so let's get started, right? It's time to stamp, and love my bees. Thanks. I love the bee fabric is like, I don't know, it's just petite and bright fun colors as well. So we are using new in colors, and I didn't grab designer paper, but I've showcased the designer paper before. It's the Fresh as a Daisy designer paper that we're using, and we're using the Cheerful Daisies die set and stamps as well. These are so fun to stamp with. I love these. Love this stamp set. It's a really great bundle. And here are those Nested Essentials. I'm using this second one in for today's die cut label. Okay, and I kind of pulled in the word set, Go To Greetings. We're using that today, I think, on both of them. And we're also using this new embossing folder. It's called, I don't know, it's a brick something. So it's just really kind of distressed. As you can see right here, it's kind of like distressed, like there's stuff mortar coming out of the brick. So there it goes sideways. All right. So this is it just gives a nice texture on the background. And you're going to, if you have the new standard die cut and embossing machine, I feed it through. You're going to just use the platform and platform number 4, which is the gray platform. So, and I just feed it through like this, okay? Have this open and just feed it through with this. You want to just make sure it's sitting on your platform square, so it doesn't like bind at your corners and stuff. So, hi Pat, welcome. Okay, so those are some of the things we're using, and let's check out this is one of the Patchwork Piece dies, and here's the other one. So it's a twofer, okay? There we go. See, I want to go right here. Usually my camera is right in front of me, but it's off to the side a little bit. So these are kind of fun. Just lots of different possibilities that you could play around with this. Okay, I had for card, we're going to do both of these today. The first card, I had a piece die cut and all glued up. And in my cleaning up my office, I'm missing 2 pieces. So I'm not sure where they went to. They must have stuck to something, because I had it laying somewheres, because I die cut and I put some Tombow glue on this, okay? So let's, we're gonna run this through the machine, okay? So let's just pull out our mini cut and emboss here, and let me move these out of the way, and then you can see this, okay? So we're going to just use the platform, one of the clear plates. And remember, make that E sandwich, okay? And we are doing the reverse side of this today, okay? So I guess I'm going to have to make a couple more cards. My one might not look as lined up. Okay, let's just roll this through. Okay, so with this card, this can make 2 cards, okay? So I'm die cutting it out like this with the wild wheat color up, and I've already die cutted a second one, okay, with the floral images right here. See, I gotta look. Hopefully I'm in view. So when I want to tip it upside down, and I like to keep all the designs in place, okay? So you can just kind of go like this and flip it over, okay? Especially on the next one, because you definitely want to keep the next one in place when we put that one together. Okay, so I am missing these 2 bottom pieces, so we need those, and the rest I'm setting aside for another card. And I'm not sure, so we need this one in case. I'm not sure which one I need yet, and then that one, which color combo. Okay, so we've got the glue in place on some of it. I love using my silicone mat for this as well. And let's, so I'm thinking it's that. Let me just kind of look at my sample. So this is the opposite. So I'm going to need the golden color for the very bottom. So let's get some adhesive on that. And then we need this one for the other one. So I'm missing 2. So let's add some glue here. And I love to, the reason I put the adhesive on ahead of time is I love to, because you want it to get it lined up in case you need to reposition it. This now acts like a glue dot. I don't know if you guys can see the glue on it, but there's adhesive Tombow multi-purpose glue on here, and it acts just like a glue dot. So so I could easily lift it up without tearing my cardstock. Okay, so let's make sure in the camera here. So this piece is, let me go like this, is 3 1/4 inches by 4 3/4, okay? I fit it so we've just got a tiny border around that. Hi Carolyn, welcome. Hi Shirley, welcome, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Carolyn is all the way from Scotland. Oh, I think you guys got cool weather over there too. Okay, so we're going to start with this right corner, okay? So kind of just lay out your pieces ahead of time just so you kind of get your glue into, you have your order into place, okay? And I'm not pressing too hard, just in case I need to readjust and move anything. Now these, because I've got every other color, these should fit up right close to each other, okay? And then with the next card, I'll show you, I tried to separate them to have a little bit of a border, and I wasn't happy with the results. I didn't like having, it just made it wonky. So if I put this off, put a border in between this, then my lines weren't straight and even. So that's why I went with cutting 2 and then doing every other color. See, now I'm kind of like off base here a little bit. So I feel like my edging, too close to one edge. So let's just move this. So see how easy it was to pull that up so I can reposition it. Well, that looks a little better. Okay, and I guess I'm just not going to worry if it's not perfect, right? Because remember, this is a homemade creation here. And the person that gets it is just going to love it because you made them something special. Okay, so we've got that on, and then let's add this. So once you die cut it, it really goes together really easy. So there is that. Isn't that kind of cool? So look at that. So let's add, I'm going to just keep this really simple. We're going to just go with a greeting with this, okay? So we're going to use the Stylish Shapes dies. They carried over from the catalog last year. So let me just kind of, I feel like I'm too low there. Hi, Karen. It is cool. The other die looks interesting too. It's just so many possibilities. I just could play around with it more. And I think I try to work with some of the, I think this one's working out okay. The more petite patterns I think look even better. But we are just going to go with this. Okay, so I'm going to just add a label here. Okay, so we're going to just stamp with some Memento ink here and the go-to greetings. Just a note here. So let's just stamp this. Hopefully I don't get a shadow. There we go. Cover this up and there we go. Okay, so we've got our just a note, and I'm gonna pull in. I'm loving this jute trim here. These are the new in colors, and I think there's just so many great possibilities to use this with, and I didn't think ahead. So let's take off 8 inches, okay, and it's really thick. So so what I am finding is that I'm untwirling it, okay, and making it thinner. So I'll keep all my excess little pieces here that I have left over because there's 3 strands in this, okay. So so this is really cool. And I didn't do this ahead of time, so I just kind of do 1 strand at a time. And you just kind of untwirl it, you know, it'll untwirl. You do get a few hairs around, so there's 1 strand, and let's do the other. Just trying to get it started here. So if you just kind of untwirl it naturally, once you can separate the 2 strands, I'm trying not to pull at the fibers. There we go. Okay, so we've got our strands here, all right? And I'm just gonna kind of smooth them apart. And sometimes, you know, one's a little bit thinner than the other, so I want to pair that with a little bit thicker one. So I think we'll go with these 2, and as I said, there's all kinds of hair. So I'm going to save this one piece for later, okay? So let's tie a quick bow here. And let me grab, whoops, I dropped that, but here's another one. Okay, so let's tie a quick bow here. There we go. Do this, and I'm going to try to pull it really tight so I get a nice knot. And by doing the 2 strands, and then I'm just going to separate it so it looks a little bit like a fuller bow. I mean, you could do all 3 if you wanted to, but I was happy with the 2. All right, so let's get rid of that. So we're going to just add this, and then I think just kind of off here to the side, okay? So let's put some dimensionals under this. Okay, let's grab some dimensionals, 2 there, and we're going to add dimensionals under this one as well here. Okay, so let's grab my little trash can here, my bowl, and I want to make sure I kind of get the most of this design here. So maybe I'll just kind of go, I don't know. You can go really anywheres, right? And need some glue dots too. I forgot my glue dots, so I might even use 2, just for good measure, right? Sure they're hidden. We're gonna just kind of plop that right there. Okay, so we're gonna put this on the Moody Mauve card base that I've already embossed with that new brick folder. And I wish I could remember the name of it. I don't have it labeled yet. Still have some things to label. We're just gonna center this, and it's a little bit shorter on the ends, okay, but a little bit deeper on the sides. So I think that looks okay. And let's have some long tails this time. We can always cut off more, right? And we're gonna pull in brass brushed butterflies, okay, or brush brass butterflies is what they're called, okay? So let's do that and grab my take your pick tool. Yeah, my desk isn't quite set up with tools. I haven't figured out the tool thing yet on my desk, but I'm loving all the space. Okay, so let's just pick up a butterfly and let's get a big one here and then like a couple littler ones. Okay, let's go one down here and put it on there. So look at that. Wasn't that just kind of simple and easy? You know, not bad, right? Okay, let's do the inside. So we've got some basic white here and cardstock, and we're going to pull open Moody Mauve, all right, and the copper clay. I am falling in love with the copper clay here. Okay, so I've already mounted my stamps, so we're going to stamp the stem here of the daisy in copper clay. Okay. Let's grab an envelope while we're doing this, right? So let's get our envelope stamped as well. No designer paper on the envelope today, okay? That's a real switch up. Okay, you love the combination. Thanks. Hi, Margaret. Welcome. Okay, you just got your daisy set. You're going to love it. Oh, it is absolutely fabulous. So I've got my stem there, and let's, you love the bigger border. I do too. I like to showcase the card base, you know, because it just kind of like, I don't know, it just I think it pulls the color in more. You know, the front of the card, the smaller piece, it pulls it out even more when your card base is, you know, when this piece is a little bit smaller. So I'm going to just add a couple stems right in the same with that copper clay. I love how this looks. So it took me a while to figure out how the stem should go. But if you look, there's like a little knob thing that comes up out of here and one here for you to put your leaf onto, okay? So it looks natural on the stem because I had it upside down. Okay, so we're gonna stamp the flower with Moody Mauve. Okay, everybody getting used to these new ink colors. So I don't want too deep of a color because this is pretty dark here. Okay, let me just zoom in a little bit more for you guys. I think it's, oh, my hand's in the way of the camera, right? I can never get that right. Okay, so I stamped off, so let's, I like this lighter look, so it's a little softer. So let's do that on our envelope. And then we're gonna take the flower center in that copper clay again. It's kind of like a monochromatic look, right? Don't you feel like that, you know? So let's stamp this, and then we are good with that. So let's move those out of the way before we get ink on them, and let's layer this up. So we have a beautiful inside as well. I need to do this card as the daisy set as a one sheet wonder. I think that would look really pretty too. So I'm layering it onto the wild wheat. I got ink all over this. I got ink all over my fingers. So let's fix this up, right? Let's just fix this up right now. Let's, we're just going to kind of go like this. So it doesn't look like I made a big mess here, right? So let's do this, and then this, and then this. Okay, does that look better? Because this is going to be, you know, it's just a note, right? And you can, it's light enough so you could still write over top of the flowers as well. Okay, so let's layer this on the inside. There we go. Oh my goodness, I'm like a really mess here, everybody. I guess we're gonna have to fix this some more. It is not my day, must be. Let's just go even lighter, okay? And let's add this. I better get away from this before I totally like have to cover the whole thing again. Okay, so there's our card front and the envelope and then the inside. So simple and easy, okay? So here's the same card, and this time I ran the twine like up and down like that, just for something different, but I think I like the bow better. What do you guys feel? Do you like the bow better or the twine, the jute, I guess, would be underneath it as well? Let me kind of know in the comments what your thoughts are, all right? And then I have this color combination in a different way, so let me show you those. So here I did with the boho blue here, okay, but this time, can you guys see what I did this time? Look what I did. I don't know if it's going to show. There we go. I ran the copper clay through the embossing folder, the crisscross embossing folder, the new 3D basics that are in the online exclusives. So I made 2 cards, and you know, they're kind of you know, the same way, but it does still show off the designer paper and everything, and I still embossed the background as well. So and this time I ran the twine underneath here, so it's like that. Can you see the difference? And finished off the inside also. Whoops, I got to do that one, so we'll have to finish that one out. Okay, so there's that card. So let's use the other one. This one, I think this one is so easy to use. It's just really a matter of keeping your, especially if you're using a directional pattern, just to keep everything in order so it lines up and it looks really good. Could you zoom in, please? Oh, sorry, Colleen. All right, good. I'm glad it's better for you. Okay, so let's move on to card number 2. Do I have to die cut this one? Let me think here. Yes, I do. So we're going to die cut this, okay? And let's pull the mini emboss machine back in again. All right, and we're going to get our sandwich going, create our little E here, and so pay attention, you know, which way you want it to go, you know, whether it's landscape or portrait, okay, when you're cutting your designer paper. All right, so we're going to do that, and I might have slid a little bit there. So the designer paper is cut at 3 1/4 inches. That's plenty big enough for you to die cut this. I think it's like, I don't know, close to 5 inches. Yes, well, the colors all go well together because they're all the new colors. Usually, you know, colors within a collection are meant to go with each other and coordinate. So so it's really easy for you to create a card, even if you just have that one color collection if you're just getting started, okay? All right, so in the mini cut and emboss machine is an easy way to get started if you have just a small amount to invest. Okay, so this is where I'm saying you want to make sure you keep your designs in order So I'm going to just kind of flip this over. Hopefully this is going to work. There we go. And let's move that out of the way and get rid of that scrap. So in the center, they kind of are all connected. There's a little tiny dot in the center that connects all of these together. Okay, actually this didn't, like, they still stayed connected there. It didn't happen on the last time, so I don't know. Hopefully this is going to be okay. I might just have to snip a little bit here. Let me snip here, but they disconnected last time. All right, so let's just snip and keep these together in order is what I'm saying, because it'll definitely be easier when you're going to put these on your cardstock. So you could use our adhesive that we have in the catalog, the adhesive paper, to run it, put it on your designer paper first, and then you're done and don't have to use the liquid glue. Especially on the other one, you could easily do that. So it's a little easier for you to do, but it's also stickier paper. So so once you have to be really careful about that. It's not really repositionable. Okay, so we've got all our pieces kind of lined up here in some semblance. Don't like how that one's cut. All right, so let's add some glue. I didn't put glue on these because I wanted you to see how easy it was to die cut and how to keep your pieces in order. Just makes the pattern look really, really good. Okay, so let's add some glue. And then we're going to put these on another mat. And this time we're going to spread them apart. So it kind of almost looks like stained glass type deal. So let's add some glue there. Keep that in line. And I've got more hair here from the jute. And just try to be, you know, really light with the glue as well, so it doesn't ooze out all over. Okay, and plus it'll dry faster as well. Okay, now I don't know if there's not really a right or wrong way to do this, but when I did this, made a second card, I used my grid paper and did it totally different than I did my first time card. I kind of started with the outer edges and worked my way in. So just with the top half like a, oh, it would be, Karen. Yep, like a sunbeam. Because you could see that either that way or even that way, short ways. It would be great for a sunbeam as well. Okay, so let's see. Oh yeah, I need another piece of grid paper. Let me grab that because I thought it was easy to line up. So the measurements of this cardstock here is 5 inches by 3.5. Okay, so if it's 5 inches long, then my center would be 2.5 inches. So I don't know if that's a true 1 inch there. So we're going to kind of go like this here. And we are going to start with this one. Remember, this is kind of like the opposite. So 2.5 inches. So I'm going to just kind of go just like a hair to the 2.5 inch mark. Okay. And then we can go, we line this back up and we go just a hair to the other side. Okay, so that way there's kind of like a space in between these two pieces. and then just work your way over. And I'm not pressing too hard on this as well, okay? Just because I feel like I'm off here. Am I doing this right? Did I mess up? Let me think here. No, that's the two centers. I gotta think here. Maybe I did. Oh, okay, this one's going over here. I gotta do the opposite, Nancy. Okay, you see how the design here is lining up with each other? So if you were to put that there, it would just line up. Okay, this one, I think I did that right? That's the end. I know, it's confusing, right? There we go. Yeah, I'm doing it right here. Just work your way across. And it helps too when you first do it, you know, pay attention to what your what this looks like. You can kind of, it helps you find where each piece goes as well. So I'm a little close there, so I got to move this one this way a little bit. Okay, and then let's move to these. I don't know. I like lining up patterns. I guess it's that quilter part in me. Let's see. I think this one goes here. Yep. When you look at the pattern, you're going to see it. Hopefully I've got it far enough apart. And you could always trim this as well if you felt like you were too out of whack here. Okay, we're down to the home stretch here. Okay, see how that's all coming together? I feel like I'm like way above. Maybe I'm going to just kind of slowly move my camera this way. So I'm not, I feel like I'm reaching across my desk. Okay, how's that? Isn't that kind of cool? I think it looks pretty good. It's not totally perfect, but you can see how the design has spread apart. So we're going to just go like this. All right, what are we going to do to the rest of this card? So I'm pulling in, remember we talked about those nested stitched dies. So let's pull that in, and we're going to do a thinking of you with this one. All right, let's pull in Memento, and hopefully I don't mess this up because I don't have a second one cut. The first time I did this, I had a halo, so I guess it's always good to check your stamps, right? Okay, not bad. So, okay, so we've got this, and what I love is we're going to pull in, I've already die cut, so we've got some greenery here with the wild wheat. Okay, we've got two of those, and I die cut this piece here and these two other dies here. Okay, so there's lots of ways you can put your dies together. Okay, these two could go right on top of one another. You know, it's not as full of a flower type. Okay, yeah, there we go. You'll see how they line up. Okay, or we're going to create, this one can also go on top of this one here, and that really creates some really cool layers as well. Let me hold that up for you guys to see. Okay, so we're going to, so this is one whole die here, and it cuts it all as one. So it's really simple to snip this apart and just use a few of the pieces of the flowers. So we're going to do that, and then you can save like these two for another project, and the same with the leaves, you could use on something else. We're going to set those aside, and we're going to grab our liquid glue again. And again, if you wanted to, you could use the adhesive sheets to make it easy on you. But sometimes if it's like, they have like these sections. So if you're putting this in the middle of a section, you might find it harder on these more defined areas if it was in the middle of a section, you know, like a seam. So let's just go dot dot. Sometimes if you just go dot dot, right? So let's do this. Actually, while that's drying a little bit, let's put some adhesive on this and just kind of running that around, and let's layer these two up here as well. Let's get these lined up. So it just gives it a little bit of a border. Okay. And I pick it up where I can see that the glue is already dried. I'm less likely to get so sticky. All right, isn't that, look at the texture on that now. There's just all kinds of texture on that now. It really looks like a daisy petal, don't you think? Okay, we're going to pull in our Moody Mauve ink and a blending brush, okay? So I'm barely gonna touch this because there's a lot of ink on here, and I'm just gonna blend some color to the center of this. Oh, that's looking good. Just so it highlights the center of the flower and the veins of that top layer leaf as well. So, and just be careful because there's a lot of little pieces there that could snag on your brush. So, so just check that out. All right, let's see. I want to kind of move it around. Okay, look at that. Now it's like a really defined flower there, okay? All right, so we're gonna add this and our little greenery to this, okay? So let's add some liquid glue on this corner, and let's pop, I'm gonna pick these up. Let's kind of pop this up. Go on there. I'm going to need to add a little bit more here, and let's add this one right up here alongside it. Okay, come on. There we go. Let's give that a minute, and then let's just add a little bit more glue on here because I just kind of want it off to the side to make a really fun tag here. Okay. All right. How's everybody doing? What are you thinking? Are you loving this? I don't know. The colors are, you get used to the colors after a while, because they're a little bit dark, but I think once you start playing with them a little bit, they start to feel like home. Okay. So let's add some dimensionals here to this because we want this to pop off that bottom layer there. And let's add a couple more here. Okay. And I got glue again. So at least it's not ink. Okay, so next week, I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna do yet. So I got my new paper pumpkin kit. Oh my goodness. If you didn't order that, you're going to be disappointed. It is absolutely fabulous. And I'm so happy that the cards in the kit are different than the add-on card bases, because they are absolutely fabulous. And I don't think I know where that is at the current moment. Okay, so we're going to add this onto here because I still wanted to be able to see that patchwork design, right? But I wanted something that still kind of like popped up out of, you know, the designer paper as well. So let's add some dimensionals on the back side here. Thank you, Jane. Oh, Colleen, please have a good teacher. Oh, yes. You have been. And it's been a pleasure to teach. Okay, let's see. Let's add this, and we're going to add this to crumb cake. At first I was like going to pair it with an in color, you know, but I don't know, it's just so much color, and I think the crumb cake, I'm not even going to emboss it. I think the crumb cake just kind of like softens the card base. What do you think? Was this a good choice? So, yeah. Okay, so let's add these brass brushed butterflies, right? So we're going to add some butterflies here. Whoops, we're going the wrong way there. Guess that one's going to stay right where it is. So let's just add, you know what, I think I'm going to just put them on the label, right? So there we go. Whoops. We got our butterflies on there, and we need, you know what, did I cut paper? Oh yeah, phew, I already pre-did the inside. Okay, so let's just add this. I layered it onto the Moody Mauve cardstock, and we stamped the flower just like we did on the previous one. So let's just add this, and we're going to add some ribbon, okay? Some jute twine. I'm trying to remember the names of stuff, right? So let's use, and I should have done like a bow. Oh, I got a bow. Okay, we're going to do the pebbled path. I thought it just needed, I don't know, a darker color just to kind of pull it all together, right? All right, where did my dimension or glue dots go? So let's add a glue dot here, and let's just pop it down here by this flower, and leave the tails a little bit longer again, and let's get rid of it. It is, you know, hairy, and if you want to even like, you know, fray it a little bit more so it looks fuller, you can just kind of play with it, and it'll come apart. Whoops. Okay, so do I have an, I think I've got an envelope here. What did I do? Maybe I didn't do an envelope. Let's see. It's really the same one. So there is your second card. So what did you like this time? Stunning. Thanks, guys. Oh, you're liking my second card? Thank you, guys. It's just really, really great. I mean, I think adding, you know, using your blending brush on the card is really great. Okay, so what inspired me with this is a card I did for a tutorial group. So this was my card for my tutorial group, and this is going to be in my next newsletter. So if you haven't subscribed to my newsletter, you know what? I also got to just go to createwithnancy.com. And also, if you need to order any of these products, go to my website and click on the Shop Now button, and it will take you to my online store so you can order them. So this one here is the Lemon Lolly, and then I had deepened it up with a little bit of crushed curry in the center. So what do you think of the wild wheat tag? I think that kind of like pulled in the colors a little bit. And there's that. This one is the triple bow, so I think I like it with two better. I don't know if you guys can see this. It's a lot thicker bow and versus just the two strands there. Can you see the difference? Whoops, there we go. You know, so I think I like the two single strands versus the three. So okay, so I hope you enjoyed these cards today, and make sure to come back next Wednesday for some more creative ink. And I'm busy working on getting ready for a retired stamp sale. So if you're local at June, yeah, what are the dates? I think it's the 2nd and the 3rd, or 3rd and the 4th, whatever that Friday and Saturday dates are. I'll have information in my newsletter about that as well. You can always message me too if you need more information. but lots of great things. It's not just my stuff. Some of my team members are bringing some of their stuff as well. So we're in a huge barn. So, and it will be full. So anyways, thanks for the host code. Wish I lived closer. I do too. Well, make sure you come and make a trip up this way, Carol. Come for a little mini vacation. It's not really that far away. You like the lemon lolly card the best? I know it's just bright and cheerful, isn't it? The lemon one right there. Whoops. Let's go this way. So, okay, thanks so much. I so appreciate you guys, and make sure to share my video. Give me a thumbs up, and let your friends know as well. Okay. All right, perfect time. It's 9 p.m. Oh, it is, Carolyn. Wow. Perfect time is right to be surfing the web. So, okay, everybody, thanks so much. Have a great week, and I will see you next Wednesday at 3 p.m. for some more Creative Ink. Bye-bye.